Giten is here. I'm coming to you live. Would love to introduce today your attention and also bring in attention to all the physical sensations that you experience. So I invite you to find a comfortable seating position where you can be just sitting in a relaxed way, maybe some support under your back, and close your eyes. Once you find yourself seated in this position, notice how your body is resting on your cushion. The weight of your body, how it's pressing into the earth, how it's pressing into your cushion, how you experience gravity. So now, as you sit and allow your own weight sink in deeper, notice what are the sensations that are present at the bottom of your leg, around the bones, the bones that support your weight. We are sensing the physicality of ourselves without giving any meaning to it. The felt sense is a sense that you have of yourself without making it mean anything. So once you bring your attention to your felt sense, we track this sensation. We follow the sensation. It's kind of catching a thread and unwinding the thread until you come to your silence, to your deepest depth of your own body, experiencing yourself as a physicality. So now, closing your eyes and bringing your attention to your body as it's resting on the pillow, on a cushion, or on the chair. And notice how your body weight is pressing into your cushion. What's happening for you at the place of contact between your body and the cushion. Notice all the physical sensation present there. All the physicality is focused in one place. So notice the temperature, maybe the texture of the cushion if you can feel it through your skin, and notice the weight that's guiding you into the cushion. Taking a few deep breaths into this posture, into this point of your body, into this sensation, and breathing helps us to be more sensitive. So as you are dropping in deeper into your sensitivity, bring in more and more attention to how this sensation may be slowly beginning to shift. As you are tracking this sensation, for sure it will shift because we are tracking the energy movement in your body. And sensation is an energy phenomenon. So bring in yourself again into this point of contact between your body and the cushion. And if your mind comes in and starts to interpret it, just bring it back to just sensing your physical sensation and nothing else. Take a deep, full breath. And once you breathe in, imagine your breath traveling to contact this part of the body that you're sensing. And when you breathe out, just let it flow out. And notice as you're breathing in and out, if this breath brings up more of the sensitivity of your sensation. Take a few deep breaths this way. And once again, if the mind comes in and tries to interpret or takes you away, you just simply shift it into observing yourself, your own body. So notice all of the distinct sensations. Maybe you can name them to yourself, whether it's warm or cool, whether it's tingly, or maybe you feel numb and you cannot really feel what's happening for you there. It's also okay. Not feeling and recognizing that, that's already becoming acutely aware that you are not feeling that something is frozen. That's already a sensation. Taking a few deep, full breaths, staying with it, staying with this thread of sensation, noticing how you're following it and what it leads to. If some movement begins to arise out of it, you just simply allow, but keep this movement very slow, very easy, without doing anything, but simply allowing. As you tune in more and more into the sensations of your body will show you what it wants to do. As long as you're alive, there is energy moving through your entire body, and it's about tuning into this energy and being acutely aware of the physical manifestations of it, how it expresses itself in your sensitivity. Another deep, full breath, and then we're shifting into our belly. You can even put your hands onto your belly and notice how your belly is feeling right now. Tune into it. What's happening under your hands? How does your belly feel? What is the temperature under your hands? What is the temperature of your hands to the contact of your body, in the contact of your body? Taking a few deep, focused breaths into your belly, into the place under your hands. And then maybe you can sense different parts of your abdominal area. Just go around in a clockwise direction and sense what's happening under your hands. Each time you move your hand, tune in. Notice what are the acute sensations that are present in this spot. And you will notice that as you go through your belly, you will find different sensations that are present in different areas of your abdomen. Take a deep, full breath. Breathe out with the sound and remain feeling. And we're moving from the outer layer, from the layer of the skin. We shift our attention to the under the skin, a little more deeper layer, a layer of fascia that is running between your skin and your muscle. And then with the next breath, shift your attention even a little bit deeper to a muscular layer. And notice if your muscles are relaxed or contracted. Maybe they're soft, maybe they're hard, and you're holding tension there. And anything that's happening is okay. You don't need to change anything. What's needed from you is just to keep noticing what is actually present there. And then shifting your hands a little lower in your belly, your lower abdomen. And noticing what's happening again in this area, and shifting your attention into the place of contact between your hand and your skin. Maybe notice the heaviness of your hand. Maybe press a little bit so you can feel that sensation of pressing into the belly, just very slightly. And notice what begins to happen from this slight pressure. How does all of your tissues under your hand begin to respond to this pressure? Let yourself feel how your body is responding to this. Breathing in, feel the expansion as your breath travels into your abdominal, your diaphragm presses into your abdominal cavity, your belly expands, and then breathing out, pressing just slightly and being aware of the sensations that are happening there. A couple of more breaths this way. Stay present to what's happening under your skin and a little bit deeper under the muscle and even deeper into the organs that are residing in your belly. And now shifting a bit to your right, in the lower belly, and again breathing in and focusing on the point of contact between your hand and your belly. You may also notice that your clothing is in between that. So notice how your clothing is feeling on your body. We're starting to experience ourselves from the periphery and bring this attention a bit closer, deeper down in your body, more into the interior of your body with each breath. So we're moving in this way, and if you feel like you can press a little bit, just very slightly with your breath, with your out breath, pressing into your belly and tuning in and feeling what happens if you press, if the sensation is changing. Maybe there is some movement that happens through your intestines, the movement of your digestion as you are pressing in. This is in your interoception, the experience of yourself, experience your digestion, experience your breathing. We're not attaching any meaning to it. We're just focusing on the physical sensations. And taking a deep breath and exhaling, shifting your hand into your stomach and solar plexus area. Notice the surface that your hand covers, the entire surface of your hand, keeping your attention there. Notice the warmth that's coming from your hand, breathing into this warmth. Notice how this loving touch that you give yourself affects your physical body. Notice how your body starts to respond in relaxation. Just from bringing your attention there to contact between your hand and your body begins to relax. And once again, if your mind comes in and takes you away from experiencing these physical sensations, you just bring yourself back into being aware. Taking another deep, full breath. Maybe exhale with the sound, allow the sound to come out, and also feel how this sound is vibrating through your mouth, into your throat, into your sternum, so you can feel this vibration resonating in your entire chest cavity. Feel into it. Notice how this vibration is affecting your body. And take once again deep breath and exhale. Prolonging this exhalation, prolonging this sound, toning the sound ah or ooh. And when we prolong our exhalation, we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system. So again, breathing in and exhaling with the sound. Allow yourself to feel this sound, the effects of the vibration of your own voice. Stay present to the physicality of being with your body. And now again, shifting your interoception from more deeper layers of yourself into intermediate layers, into the muscular and fascial layer. Notice what happens under your hand into muscular and the fascial layer. Notice the level of tension that you carry. Breathing into this level of tension, maybe you feel relaxed and open, or maybe you notice that there is contraction there. There's nothing to do. Just by noticing and breathing into it, it begins to soften up, it begins to relax. Another deep, full breath into the place under your hand, and exhaling and letting go with the sound, and shifting your attention even to a little more superficial layer, to the layer of your skin where your hand is resting resting on the solar plexus and stomach area. And again, notice the pressure of your hand. Notice the quality that's present of your hand, the love, the connection that's coming out. And you're touching your body with self-love, with sense of giving yourself love. With each breath, you take in more love from the universe, from the existence, and you exhale it and you channel it into your body. Stay with it. Stay with this thread of sensation. Breathing in and breathing out. And with the next breath, shift your hip touch to your rib cage. And again, notice as you're breathing, your rib cage expands and lowers. And notice the pressure that comes from your hand. Notice the pressure that comes into your rib cage. Notice how your ribs instantly begin to relax. The muscles between the ribs begin to relax, and your breath becomes a little bit deeper. Just simply by very lightly resting your hands at the sides of your ribs. It's just the weight of is pressing into your rib cage, and your rib cage begin to expand more and more with each breath. Again, breathing in, noticing this expansion, and breathing out, surrendering to it. And once again, shifting your attention to the place of contact between your hand and your ribs. Noticing how this place of contact feels to you. Noticing the temperature of your hands on your body. Breathing into this place of contact. Couple of deep, full breaths. Notice if there's very small unwinding movement begins to manifest just simply by being aware. And with the next breath, shift your attention to the layer below your skin, into the layer of your muscle, into the layer of your fascia, and into the layer of your bone, into your ribs. Taking a deep, full breath, sensing this layer. Notice how your awareness can travel. When you direct it into a certain layer, it can travel. It can show you what's happening there. Notice the level of your tension that you carry. Maybe you feel relaxed and there's a lot of movement that happens in your ribs with each breath. Or maybe there is some tension that's living there. That's also okay. Nothing to change right now. Nothing to shift. You don't need to achieve anything. What's needed is just to stay present. Nothing else. This in itself is enough to start to shift you. To shift your level of tension. Breathe in and breathe out, letting go. And with the next breath, put your hands onto your chest. Noticing what's happening under your hands. Noticing what the connection is feeling like, the connection of your hands on your body. This exact place where your hands are resting on your chest. Bring your attention there. And we're starting by sensing the layer of contact. This very superficial layer, the layer of your skin. Notice how you receive the touch. What is the quality of the touch that you give yourself? The temperature of your hands. Maybe they feel cool. Maybe you feel a lot of warmth and heat coming from your hands. Notice that. Breathe into the point of contact. And as you're breathing in, notice how your chest expands with the breath. And when you breathe out, notice how your chest lowers when you're breathing out. And once again, breathing in, experiencing this movement, breathing out, letting yourself drop and let go. Staying with this breath, expansion and letting go. Breathing in, expansion, breathing out, letting go. Keep noticing if anything changes, if you stay with this sensation, how this sensation is shifting and changing. And with the next breath, shift your attention into the layer lower beneath your skin, the layer of your muscles and fascia. And sense the level of tension that you carry in this. It could be fully relaxed, or you feel like you're wearing this armoring, this protection shield around your chest to protect your heart, to protect from vulnerability. And just notice if that's there, accept it. It's okay. There's nothing to do, nothing to change. Stay with it. Stay with the physical sensation of the temperature of your hands and how this temperature penetrating deeper beneath the skin into the muscular layer. How it's moving deeper. You're using your interoception, the sense of your physicality. Notice how your breath is moving, how your lungs expanding. Maybe even sense the beating of your heart. We're moving into the deeper layer, into the layer of your organs, which is your heart and your lungs, which are residing in your chest cavity, in your thoracic cavity. And notice how as you breathe in, you can even visualize your lungs expanding, and stay present to the physical sensation of this happening. Stay with it. Notice the movement. As the lungs expand, your chest cavity is moving. And maybe you can sense your heartbeat under your left hand. Or maybe you can sense it even if you tune in deeper and deeper into this chest cavity of yours. There is a heartbeat. There's a pulse of life that is pulsing through you. As your heart is beating, it's pumping the blood. And maybe you can even sense this blood moving through your cardiovascular system, through your veins, through your vessels. Taking a deep, full breath. Stay acutely present with this sensation. What's happening under your hands as you breathe. And the deeper you breathe, the more aware you can be of your sensations. Notice if your body wants to do any slight movements, if something wants to happen, just allow. And the movement could be so small that if you're looking from the outside, it's not even visible. It could be very slight undulation of your spine, or movement in your neck, or movement in your jaw. And with the next breath, we're shifting our attention to our neck and our throat, in the front and the back of the neck. Put your hands, one in the front, one in the back. And once again, bring your attention to the area of contact between your hand and your neck and your skin. And once again, notice the actual physical sensation at the point of the contact. The temperature of your hand, the temperature of the surface of your skin. Maybe you can even notice the temperature in the room, how you sense it through these receptors, these nerve receptors on your skin. This very tiny nerve receptor sensitivity receptors. And as you breathe in, you can also sense how the air is traveling through your air tube, through your trachea, how it's traveling through your mouth, how the air is entering through your nose or your mouth, the coolness of the air or the warmth of the air, depending where you are, how it's entering your body, and how it's moving through your trachea. And as you breathe out, allow again the sound to manifest in the out breath, so you can feel this vibration of the sound in your throat, in your voice box, so you can sense it through your hands, through your contact. And stay with it. Allow the sound to manifest a few times on an out breath. And shifting your attention below your skin into the area of the muscle and fascia. Noticing what's happening there. Is your throat relaxed or contracted? Is the back of your neck relaxed? Or maybe it feels tense. Maybe you're storing some tension related there, related to fear. And this is where exactly we store our fear, but without naming it. Just notice the level of tension that you store there. And notice if you move a little bit, very slight movement of your neck, notice if this tension begins to melt just simply by holding our hand on the back of our neck. And stay there for a few breaths, sensing and feeling. And with the next breath, moving deeper, deeper into the voice box, into even your trachea and your esophagus, the tube where the food is moving through, and the air tube, the air pipe. Yes, and sensing those structures in your body, as well as maybe sensing your voice box as you are making a sound. You can also feel this vibration. If you put your fingertips here a little bit above your Adam's apple, if you sense yourself making sound on the exhalation, you can actually feel this vibration in your voice box. Allow yourself to experience these physical sensations. We're not attaching any meaning to them. We're just staying with our body, using our perception, physical sense of ourselves. Another deep, full breath, and letting go with the sound. And with the next breath, shift your attention to your head, putting your hands on your head, maybe one on the forehead, one in the back of the head. And again, bring your attention to the place of contact, your hand and your skin on your head. Maybe you're sensing your hair or the lack of it, as in my case, in the back of your head. And you're sensing the skin on your forehead. Notice the temperature of your forehead, the connection. Notice if your hand is dry, or maybe you sense a bit of a moisture from your sweat on your forehead or on your hand. Notice maybe you notice a bit of a layer of your oil on your skin that our body produces constantly to keep moist. And still feel into it. Take a big breath into the point of contact in the front and the back, and letting go. Exhaling. Each out breath is a let go. And then shifting your hands to the sides, to the temples, and putting your center of your palm or temple, so your fingers can wrap around and meet at your crown. And stay there, breathing. Now begin to shift your attention a bit deeper into the layer of your bones of your skull, and stay there just sensing the layer of the bone of your skull, and then maybe slightly, very slightly, you can shift this and shift your hands, kind of taking your skin with it with just very slight pressure, and this will start to affect very slightly the movement in the bones of your skull. So you can even tune in and feel how the bones of your skull are very microscopically shifting as you apply pressure and shift your hands, moving together with the skin and taking the bones of your skull with it, and noticing how they move when they are connected into the sutures, the cranial suture that runs right in the center of your skull bones. So notice these very, very slight microscopic shifts as you do that. Stay present to the physical sensations. They're so small, they're so fine, these physical sensations, that it's easy to miss them. But if you keep your attention on them, you can sense this slight movement. And this kind of movement stimulates the movement of your cerebral fluid that bathes your brain. And now shift your attention even deeper into the organ of your brain. The brain is actually controlling our breath. It's reinterpreting all the sensations. It's thanks to our brain that we're able to actually feel what is happening with us, because the brain gives us this cognition of what's happening. So shift your attention. You can visualize your brain resting in your skull between your hands and feel into it. Feel what's happening. The actual brain doesn't really have the nerves that will sense it, that will have a sensation, but it definitely interprets all the sensations that everywhere else in our body. So feel into it, feel what's happening between your hands. If you feel like you can shift your hands around your head, maybe put your hand over your eyes. Notice how it feels under your hands, how your eyes feel, how are the muscles that are moving the eyeball. Maybe you've been looking at the computer screen in these days a lot, so now cover your eyes with your hand, relax, and just listen to my voice. Let your eyes kind of melt into their sockets, and you feel that sensation of relaxation of all the muscles that move the eyeball, muscles that open up and close your iris so they can rest for a minute or so, breathing into the place behind your eyes and relaxing, letting it flow, letting breath flow and allowing the deep relaxation. Another deep full breath, and bringing your hands down, putting one hand onto the belly and another hand on the heart. And take a deep full breath into these two places and the heart, and connect them with your breath. Create this connection of the flow of breath between your belly and your heart. Notice all the vulnerability that lives there underneath all of the protection that we put on, underneath the fear, underneath the desire to do something, to achieve, to survive, to make money, to stay connected to the world. let it go for a moment and just connect to yourself, to your physicality. It's about you right now and how you experience your own physical body. A deep, full breath and let go with the sound. Let yourself feel this vibration under your hand, in your chest, and going all the way down into your belly, into your pelvic floor, all the way down into your sex center, and all the way down into the earth. Taking another deep, full breath, inhaling, and exhale with the sound. And now, lastly, sense your body entirely, the entire surface of your body, entire sensation of your skin, of your muscle, of your organs, of your bone, all the way down to your bone marrow. Sense yourself as one integrated unit, not divided into parts. My arms or my head or my neck. Sense yourself as a whole, as one beautiful whole human being. Taking a deep breath, sensing yourself as an integrated, beautiful being that you are. And opening your eyes and giving yourself a nice hug of gratitude, giving your body appreciation for being here. A hug and a squeeze and a kiss. And I will see you soon. We're having these meditations exactly same time, 10 o'clock Pacific time in United States, and I think it's 7 o'clock in Central European time. Please join us. We will have different active or passive meditation every day, and one of our team will be leading them. Love to see you again, and share it with your friends. See you soon. Oh, by the way, I will be leading a breath session on Thursday morning, Biodynamic Breathwork online session. The information is on our Biodynamic Breathwork in Trauma Release page on Facebook, and also on Integral Body Institute page. Join us.